From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Wednesday morning. We've made it to the halfway point of the work week, and our weather continues to be just abnormally calm for this time of the year, which means we could have patchy mornings, patchy fog, and reductions in air quality. We're actually already seeing both for this morning. That could continue through 10 in the morning on Friday at least, keeping it dry for the foreseeable future and a little bit cooler for today, and we'll keep it cool also for the foreseeable future. A very thick fog in the Kittitas Valley once again this morning, and that commute over Manastash Ridge would be zero fun. Also some patchy areas of fog starting to get into Benton County and Walla Walla County, so we'll keep a very close eye on that throughout the rest of this morning. And this would be freezing fog in many instances, as many of us are below that 32-degree threshold. So regardless of if you have fog or not, you're going to have to bundle up. Here's your hourly forecast for this Wednesday for the Tri-Cities. We'll have mostly sunny skies, and it'll be about 5 to 10 degrees cooler in comparison to yesterday. That means for lower elevations, we'll end up in the 40s and 50s. But I'll track the fog, the reductions in air quality, and not a lot more, because this isn't a very active pattern. But I'll talk about this coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, locals saying they feel blindsided and lawmakers calling for change after the announcement of a group home in Kennewick set to house registered sex offenders. We explain why police are saying their hands are tied, plus the latest on the developments.
And Governor Bob Ferguson gave his State of the State address last night. He discussed many topics like the housing crisis and also the federal ICE agents entering Washington. We have what exactly he said and also what his top priorities are.
Also, U.S. Americans are at the top of the global list when it comes to seeking dual citizenship. We have the reasons why many Americans are searching for that second passport. All that and more coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Wednesday, January 14th, making our way through the week.
That's right, and we do want to get into your top stories, and we're starting off with developing news as a controversial group home is set to open in Kennewick, and it's a place for registered sex offenders.
Yeah, it's igniting some anger, some fear, and even some calls for change at the state level. Just last night, neighbors saying they were blindsided, lawmakers saying that the law is broken, and police are saying that their hands are tied.
Apple Valley News Now's Austin Reed has more.
A quiet Kennewick neighborhood is now at the center of a growing controversy. A less restrictive alternative facility, a group home for level 3 registered sex offenders along with designated sexually violent predators, is scheduled to open here at 5304 West 8th Avenue.
I live at the end of Harrison Street, just around the corner from this house.
Edison Elementary is 0.5 miles away, just a 2-minute drive or 10-minute walk. Legacy High School is 0.6 miles away. Closer still, a church.
By law, you can't have a bus stop, you can't have schools, daycares within 500 feet of the residence.
Should parents of those children that walk down Edison be worried?
I think anytime a risk to public safety is injected into the community, there should be concern. That is why we're heavily involved in this from the onset. We want to have a partnership with Joe. Instead of putting up a wall, how do we ensure there's good communication?
Neighbors say they received no warning up until now and fear what this could mean for their families.
I was just astonished. I've lived here over 20 years now. I've raised my family in this neighborhood. There are children living literally next door to this house, across the street, and every house down this street has either children or grandchildren every day of the week here. There is a school right around the corner. Edison Elementary, I cannot believe, is right around the corner, and they think that this is okay.
They are the worst of the worst, and they think putting them in the center of a residential neighborhood near schools, near churches, okay, that's a great idea. The worst people who are most likely to recommit are going to be placed right in the center of town. I think they need, an elsewhere spot like outskirts of town. I think that's great for them.
We don't have a choice.
I spoke one-on-one with Kennewick Police Chief Chris Guerrero, who says while the concerns are understandable, the city has limited authority under state law.
The less restrictive alternative housing for sexually violent predators, this is the first home like this that has opened in Kennewick and, to my knowledge, in Benton County.
District 8 lawmakers agree neighbors were left out and say the law needs to change.
This is something that is out of our control. There is already legislation, there's court rulings that allow this to happen. There is a process that somebody has to go through to be allowed to be released to a less restrictive alternative to McNeil Island.
In a joint statement, Representatives April Connors and Stephanie Barnard and Senator Matt Banky say families have every right to be deeply concerned and that current state law is not working for Washington communities. They are now calling for stronger notification requirements and expanded local authority.
They have to be afforded mental health treatment opportunities. They have to be provided all of the same services, availability for those services. Some people will ask, well, why wasn't this home put in the middle of nowhere, right? They have to be afforded the opportunity to have easy access to those services.
The home will be operated by Joe Field, who has run a similar facility in Walla Walla since 2017. According to police, there have been no reported issues there.
He has had no violations. There's been no concerns. In fact, when we first met, he provided references from the chief of police from the city of Walla Walla. They have not had any problems there.
Field says he is following state law, telling us, quote, if people look up Senate Bill 2163 from 2021, it states if your county sends 5 guys to civil commitment, then you have to take that amount back when they release, end quote.
Most of them have an ankle monitor. If they leave the property, it's monitored 24/7. If they leave that property, Department of Corrections is notified. They cannot leave the property without somebody, an escort, a chaperone with them to all of their appointments. Mr. Field is putting in numerous cameras within the residence that are monitored.
Neighbors I spoke with, though, say that's not enough and aren't backing down.
I believe that we as a community need to come together. We're going to be posting flyers because this is ridiculous.
I would expect, heavy police presence right on this corner right here. How about a little station right next door? How about that?
And officials say a total of 4 or 5 people will be living in that home.
And Austin Reed will be speaking one-on-one with Joe Field at his existing facility in Walla Walla, and he'll have more information on how it operates and what safeguards are in place. That'll be tonight at Apple Valley News Now at 5 and 6.
Also, a town hall meeting is being planned at a later date where people in the area, residents of Kennewick, can ask questions directly. So we'll let you know when that date is set as well. 5:08, and in Washington legislature news now, Governor Bob Ferguson delivered his State of the State address in Olympia just yesterday.
The governor emphasized the need for improvements all across the state, proposing what he called a historic investment to address the housing crisis. He called for a supplemental budget investment of nearly $245 million, and this is to protect thousands of affordable housing units across the state. He says he wants to make it easier for first-time home buyers to enter the market and accelerate the process in building a home.
Governor Ferguson also took time to discuss what he called horrific challenges that the state is facing as federal immigration officers continue to enter Washington. He went on to say that the videos of ICE officers taking loved ones from families must end.
But we cannot ignore the external challenges that create division and cost to our state, our families, and our communities. We need to be direct about what is happening in our country and our state with ICE. It's horrific, it's unjust, and it needs to stop now.
He says he also is dedicated to making a difference, especially in areas where the state can do better. He says getting back to basics by investing in infrastructure and making the state's tax system more fair are top priorities.
He wants the legislature to support him in making the largest investment in maintenance and preservation in more than 2 decades throughout the state. Be sure to stay with us right here on Good Morning Northwest as we have local reaction on his State of the State later this week. Now to continuing coverage out of Sunnyside this morning, changes are in the air as the city welcomes some new and familiar faces and leaders to its city council.
Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia takes us inside the first city council meeting of the year.
The city of Sunnyside welcomed in new council members this year, including Tom Dolan, Ramon Chavez, and Leticia Cesati. At the first regular city council meeting, Leticia Cesati was officially sworn in.
And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
On which I am about to enter. So help me God. Yay.
Also reaffirming her commitment to the community, Councilwoman Vicky Frausto took her oath again to continue serving her council seat.
Frausto,
Being first duly sworn upon oath, dispose and say that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
The spotlight then shifted to the mayoral position within the council. In a unanimous decision, Vicky Frausto was chosen to step into this higher leadership role.
Sir Frausto as mayor of Sunnyside.
Watching the moment unfold was Frausto's mother, Virginia Frausto, who shared her heartfelt reaction. I have translated her interview from Spanish to English.
Pues, qué buena sorpresa.
Well, it was a surprise, and I'm going to support her in every way that I can. I feel very proud of her. Even though I might not often show it, I'm proud of her and everything she's accomplished. That pride was echoed by Frausto's older sister, Nancy Frausto, who described the moment as deeply emotional for the family.
Very excited, very emotional moment there for the Frausto family and for Vicky. So we hope she does amazing job as the mayor of Sunnyside, and we wish her so much luck, and I know she'll do great things, and we're so proud of her.
Stepping into her new role, Mayor Frausto expressed gratitude to her council peers and the community for their trust.
I think there's going to be a lot of discussions that we're going to have throughout the next 4 years, 2 to 4 years, and I fully commit to making sure that there is respect, that there is decorum, and on that same breath, that we hold ourselves accountable.
The council also elected a new deputy mayor with 2 nominations, Councilmember George Galvan and Councilmember Julia Hart. The majority voted for Julia Hart to take on this leadership position.
The yes have it. Congratulations, Deputy Mayor Hart.
Deputy Mayor Hart thanked her fellow council members for their trust as she embraced her new responsibilities. Reporting in Sunnyside, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
And be sure to stay tuned for a deeper conversation with the new mayor and deputy mayor as well.
And that'll be in an upcoming broadcast where we'll get to hear directly about their vision regarding Sunnyside's future. And keep it here, because coming up next, we're learning that more Americans are seeking dual citizenship as of the last few years, and there are many reasons for this. We go over those coming up in your consumer news after the break.
And giving you a live look outside this morning, this one from our Central Washington outdoor camera at the rodeo grounds in Ellensburg. Chief Meteorologist Josh Culver's breaking down your first alert forecast after the break, tracking what could be a little bit of fog out there this morning, and also giving you an update on air quality as well.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks, and we've kept that title every year since. Ford, the most awarded brand for initial quality among trucks by J.D. Power.
Welcome to KVH Orthopedics, now in our newly renovated space that's modern and welcoming, with appointments available when you need them. Our state-of-the-art facility and advanced technology provide expert diagnostic and surgical care. Our team is with you every step of the way, helping you get back to the life you love. Experience the next level of orthopedic care at KVH. Schedule your appointment today. Kittitas Valley Healthcare, your home for health.
Life moves fast. At Frechette Winery, we invite you to slow it down and savor the moment. Join us on Red Mountain for bold, flavorful red wines, a welcoming vibe, and experiences meant to be shared, from relaxed tastings to unforgettable wine and dinner events. Located just minutes from Benton City in West Richland, we're open daily, noon to 5. Come for the wine, stay for the warmth, experience the Frechette vibe. Great wine brings people together, and we'd love to welcome you to Frechette.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
The 4-day holiday sale is on now at all Walker's Furniture and Mattress stores as they celebrate with big discounts store-wide on new looks for the new year and the best selection of bedroom, dining room, comfortable and modular sectionals.
And today through this Monday, you can save up to 40% off store-wide or take advantage of no-interest financing until 2031.
So you can get that home theater sofa you've been wanting and pay over time.
Today through Monday at Walker's.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks. And we've kept that title every year since. Ford, the most awarded brand for initial quality among trucks by J.D. Power.
Starting tonight.
Wipe that smile off your face. You are not the father. I couldn't do that show today. There's no way.
Dirty Talk, when daytime talk shows rule TV. Premieres tonight on ABC.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We are actually seeing some air quality that's unhealthy for sensitive groups and just straight up unhealthy in and around Sunnyside right now in the lower Yakima Valley. Looks as if it's expanding up into some more rural portions of Yakima and Benton counties. But it's going to sound goofy, but I would highly recommend wearing the N95 mask, especially if you're in one of those sensitive groups and if you have a pre-existing respiratory illness. I know we typically don't break those out until fire season, but this is just kind of the setup right now. And the air stagnation advisory going to continue through 10 in the morning on Friday for all lower elevations. Wouldn't be too shocked if they extended this by a couple days. And just some of the possible impacts that we could see. Reductions in air quality, we were just talking about it, but if you have that pre-existing respiratory illness, I would highly recommend listening to your physician's advice, and outdoor burning is highly recommended against. Okay. Now let's talk about the fog aspect of this. The fog is very dense this morning in the Kittitas Valley. That commute on Interstate 82 from Yakima to Ellensburg is not a lot of fun. There are some patchy areas of fog trying to get into the Tri-Cities and into the Blue Foothills as well. So we are anticipating, just like with yesterday, the fog probably going to hang tight all throughout the day in the Kittitas Valley. For the rest of us, that main time frame would be up until 10 in the morning. And then for tonight, looks as if the Kittitas Valley will mainly be the one impacted all night. And then for tomorrow, looks as if we'll probably deal with the same thing that we'll deal with for today. In terms of rain chances, doesn't look like there are many in the forecast at all. I'll tell you why that's the case coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:18 in your consumer news this morning. Traveling from country to country without restrictions, shorter lines at the border, or maybe reconnecting with some family roots are only some of the reasons for people seeking dual citizenship.
In the last several years, Americans are among the top globally of people searching for a second passport. Ivan Rodriguez has more on the story.
For as long as migration has existed, many immigrants who naturalize in a new country have wanted to retain their citizenship of origin. In recent decades, the wealthy have also embraced dual citizenship as a way to expand global mobility.
What we've seen over the last probably 4 or 5 years especially is a significant increase in demand from more developed nations. So the US is the clear sort of leader in that regard.
Dominic Volek is group head of private clients for Henley & Partners, which assists high net worth individuals in attaining dual citizenship around the globe. Last year, they assisted clients of 91 nationalities, but Americans were top of the list. A November Gallup poll found that 1 in 5 Americans would like to emigrate, including 40% of women aged 15 to 44, a 400% increase on a similar poll taken in 2014.
We had a few, interesting political cycles, and so both sides of the political spectrum had concerns on the other and vice versa, and so they were looking to build in that optionality.
Professor Peter Spiro with Temple University says, in a way, gaining dual citizenship can serve as an insurance policy.
Even if you're never going to use it, just knowing that you've got that other passport in the drawer results in a kind of peace of mind.
And other than application fees, experts say there's little downside to obtaining dual citizenship, especially if it's through descent.
Most countries, there are very few obligations of citizenship that apply if you're living outside of the country.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
And Spiro says most countries don't require their citizens to declare if they've had or hold multiple nationalities.
That's why it can be challenging to know how many people actually hold dual citizenship.
And keep it here, because coming up next, we're checking back in with Josh Colbreth. He has how your weather is looking for the rest of the week. It's all coming up in that full First Alert weather forecast. Maybe there's more finicky fog in store.
His favorite thing to forecast.
Finicky fog forecast. I just love saying that. We're back after the break.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Tempur-Pedic designed the Ergo Pro Smart Base to help you fall asleep more easily. It's the only smart base that features our exclusive Soundscape mode that synchronizes a gentle massage with relaxing sounds to help you drift peacefully off to sleep.
Get a free $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic, plus 72 months no interest. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Ready to refresh your home for less? At the Tri-County Partners Habitat store, find home upgrades, electrical, lighting, flooring, furniture, outdoor pavers, and more at affordable prices. And new this season, we design and sell custom cabinets. Best of all, every purchase supports Habitat's mission, helping build homes for local families. Great prices, greater purpose. Visit the Habitat store today. Your next project starts here.
Busy work week or feeling under the weather? Prosser Memorial Health's Prosser Clinic, located on Chardonnay Avenue, is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Your health can't wait. Prosser Memorial Health's Prosser Clinic is open on weekends. Walk-ins are welcome, or call 509-786-1576 to make an appointment. This is how we care.
Maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Dateline tonight on Apple Valley News Now's My Network TV.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our forecast will continue to stay bone dry for the foreseeable future, which is very abnormal for this time of the year. Here's why it's happening. We've been showing you this map all week. We're going to continue to do so because the pattern just hasn't changed. These areas of high pressure that are shielding the western half of the United States from active weather. So you see this cold front associated with a low pressure system. If these high pressure centers weren't here, this cold front would end up impacting the western half of the United States, but it's not. It's being sent up into the Canadian provinces and then eventually back down to the eastern half of the United States. So you can see day by day precip chances. There aren't going to be very many, but you can see that. You can see day by day and hour by hour wind gusts and temperatures, all by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Okay, here's some of the precip chances we're anticipating in the Tri-Cities over the next 7 days, and it's just a whole lot of nothing on the map. And in terms of our high temperatures, we started off this week pretty mild. We were about like 10 to 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, if not a little bit warmer than that. Today, a good deal cooler, much closer to seasonal stuff. So we'll be about 5 degrees warmer than normal for today in the Tri-Cities. That means mid-40s, and then low 40s to upper 30s from Thursday through Tuesday, which is going to place us at just about normal for this time of the year. So the big takeaway for this forecast, it's going to be dry, trending subtly a little bit colder, but pretty normal stuff for this time of the year. And of course, we are very concerned about the snowpack up in the mountains as it is lacking right now. This is supposed to be one of the snowiest months of the season. And given that we're going to go a week without snow in the month where we're supposed to get the most of it, that's going to put us in a tough spot when it comes to our mountain snowpack. Not to say we can't dig ourselves out of that hole, but we'll see how the rest of the winter goes down. Here is, oh, by the way, the forecast lows, I forgot I put this in here, but no real ebbs or flows. This may be trending a little bit colder as we head closer to the weekend. So here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, 40s through Friday, then dropping into the upper 30s Saturday through Tuesday. In Yakima, mostly sunny with highs staying in the 40s. Can't rule out mornings of patchy fog. In Ellensburg, this is where fog has been the most persistent this week, and we're expecting that to continue. In Hermiston, highs in the 40s for the next few days, but dropping into the upper 30s Saturday and beyond. And finally, for Walla Walla, our unusually dry weather continues for next week. We'll see if fog develops as this pattern continues. And now you're taking a live spooky look at Poppinich. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. Some of that fog popping up in the lower Yakima Valley. Thanks for waking up. Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
New year, new priorities, real value. Real value means more than what you pay today. It's what your vehicle gives you every day after. At McCurley Subaru, new Subaru vehicles are built with purpose. Standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety technology, and legendary reliability designed for the long haul. And if certified is the right fit, Certified Pre-Owned delivers trusted value too. This year, choose smart value. Think McCurley Subaru.
Being involved in an injury accident is disruptive any time of year. For example, who's going to pay your medical bills? What about the other guy's insurance or lack of it? Start the new year by calling Alan Brecky Law Office at 735-0546.
This new year, refresh your space with comfort that fits your life. From living rooms made for relaxing to dining rooms made for gathering and bedrooms designed for better rest. Enjoy our free white glove delivery service and make it yours with 31 months interest-free financing. For our lowest prices of the year, visit a More Furniture near you or shop now at morefurniture.com.
Even on an antidepressant, there are days I feel stuck in my head. Depression symptoms like sadness and low energy can hold me back. I wanted to break through. I asked about Vraylar. Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant significantly reduces overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone.
Not for elderly with dementia-related psychosis due to increased risk of death or stroke. Report changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts to your doctor. Antidepressants may increase these in those under 25. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may not go away. High blood sugar may lead to coma or death. Weight gain and high cholesterol may occur. Difficulty moving, uncontrolled movements, tremors, feeling like you need to move, nausea, constipation, insomnia, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are common. Side effects may not appear for weeks.
Vraylar, breaking through to relief. Ask about Vraylar.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, country music legend Dolly Parton will be missing her own milestone birthday bash at the Grand Ole Opry.
Singer announced on social media that she will not be in attendance for the celebration on January 17th.
Oh.
In a video message, Parton said some of her favorite memories took place at the Opry, and she wishes she could be there in person.
The announcement comes a few months after Parton postponed a series of Las Vegas concerts, citing health challenges.
She turns 80 years young.
Yes.
On Monday, on January 19th.
And she looks great.
I love her so much.
Only we could all age like that. That's my hope, my dream.
Yeah, hashtag goals, right?
Yeah.
All right, speaking of music, Amazon is planning to have Alexa. I hope everyone's just turned on right now when I said that. Because you know they do. Have Alexa do more than just play music.
That's right. Amazon is upgrading its virtual assistant, Alexa Plus, which was launched last year, but this is to remember more things about you.
At the annual Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas last week, Amazon executives said they're hoping the new Alexa will have a better memory and remember things things like your favorite restaurants, and it can offer to book you on a reservation.
Ooh. Alexa.com just launched last week.
And those who sign up for early access to Alexa Plus can chat with Amazon's assistant on the website, and they can continue those conversations on other devices like Amazon Echo and the Alexa app. Knowing more things about me. There's pros and cons to that.
I was going to say it's a busting and occurs.
Yeah, I think of all those AI, like Gone Wrong movies, Smart House.
Yes.
Pat, you don't want another Pat situation, you know.
Yeah, Alexa, the less you know, the better.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Voters in Walla Walla will soon decide whether they want to expand and improve their city parks, but doing so would create a new taxing district. We hear directly from the Parks and Rec director on what this could mean for locals. All those details coming up in your 5:30 half hour, but first here's your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Microsoft is promising to offset rising energy prices near its data centers. The company says it'll pay more for electricity in those areas to prevent local residents from seeing their utility bills spike. Prices have been soaring near data centers, which require lots of power for AI. Next, Apple announcing a Creator Studio subscription bundle. It's a collection of creative apps meant for video editors, music makers, and people working with images. The bundle will be available in the App Store in 2 weeks for about $13 a month. And want to get away? A California startup is looking to build the first hotel on the moon. It's gearing up for a grand opening in 2032, but you can reserve a room now by putting down a $250,000 deposit. The company plans to use NASA's commercial lunar service to get you there. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Hannah Battah. Have a great day.
And now here's Chris Cunahan with the Leaf Filter Gutter Report and what changing weather conditions can mean for your home. Chris?
Our patented leaf filter technology keeps your gutters clog-free year-round. No matter where you live, no matter the climate. Locally trained professionals will clean, repair, and install the Leaf Filter Gutter Protection System. Leaf Filter guarantees clog-free gutters for the life of your home. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com.
Don't let congestion take over. Afrin No Trip. Wow! Ridiculously fast nasal congestion relief. The wow is real. And now try new drug-free Afrin Saline.
It's not looking good, kid. You've got flu-norococo.
It may sound catchy because it's the flu, norovirus, COVID-19, and the cold.
This can handle that.
Using Lysol disinfectant spray on surfaces helps reduce their spread by 4 times.
Not in my house, flu-norococo.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Josh Colbert.
How you doing now?
How you doing, bud?
Good.
He's been chilling because there's not active weather this week. No rain.
There's not a lot. It's like a cardinal sin to say the weather's boring. You're never supposed to say that as a meteorologist.
Yeah.
But it's not very active.
A little snoozy.
Yeah. But there's still, there's some things to talk about.
Well, there's some fog out there this morning, depending on where you're at, which is your favorite thing.
Finicky fog.
Yep, love that. Some reductions in air quality as well. And we will be noticeably cooler for today. So there are some moving parts, but overall.
Okay, still keeping you kind of busy.
Yeah, you could say that. Let's go ahead and take a look at those big weather stories. So like Jade was just talking about, some of the patchy fog out there, and our forecast going to stay dry for the next 7 days. Our high temperatures Definitely a lot cooler in comparison to yesterday, but beyond this, they'll mostly stay in the upper 30s to low 40s for lower elevations. I love this look right here in Toppenish. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel, and that is, it's spooky, but I think it kind of drives home the point. And the thickest fog is actually still up in the Kittitas Valley and over Tanum Ridge and over Monastash Ridge as well. We're also seeing some patchy areas in the lower Columbia Basin and in Walla Walla County. We'll continue to keep tabs on this throughout the rest of this morning. I'm thinking in the Kittitas Valley, you're likely going to be socked in with fog all day if yesterday was any indication, or at least you'll have those very thick clouds. For the rest of us, it's probably going to lift by 10 a.m. for tonight. Looks as if the fog will hang pretty tough in the Kittitas Valley. Then for tomorrow, I'm thinking we'll probably see the same thing that we're seeing for today in the Kittitas Valley. Is going to be right under the gun once again. Rain chances pretty limited over the next 7 days. We'll talk about this coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. We started this half hour of news off in Yakima, where fire crews responded to a house fire just yesterday. It was at the 7300 block of Inglewood Hill Place. Take a look. We are on scene. These are photos from the Yakima Fire Department. Officials telling us that the crews were able to keep the fire contained to the garage. Everyone inside the home was able to safely get out and no injuries reported. Firefighters, though, asking people to avoid that area throughout the afternoon. No word yet on just how that fire started.
Taking you now to a facility just outside of Pasco where some workers were taken to the hospital after reports of a gas leak. The call for help came in around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Workers at the former Rail-X rail hub reported suddenly not feeling well and lightheaded. The building was evacuated. Fire crews were able to find the leak, which was possibly carbon monoxide, and they were able to ventilate the building. Authorities say some people were taken to the hospital to get assessed.
536 now to Local Living, a Pasco nonprofit that supports women rebuilding their lives, is expanding by turning its original downtown space into a coffee shop. Grace Collective has operated out of its 2nd Avenue location for 5 years, providing a safe, structured job training program for women coming out of jail, off the streets, and escaping trafficking and abuse. As demand for services has grown, the nonprofit has outgrown the space. A donor recently stepping in and purchasing a second building debt-free, allowing Grace Collective to move its production and outreach services into the new facility. The move clears the way for the original building to become the Grace Cafe and Coffee Shop, creating additional job training opportunities and employment for women in the program while keeping a community-focused presence in downtown Pasco.
It's an incredible gift that we've received to now own 2 buildings debt-free so we can continue to do this work with women who need it so much.
The new production space is expected to open this spring, with the Grace Cafe launching soon after.
537 and now to Walla Walla, where voters will soon decide whether to create a new taxing district, one aimed at expanding and improving parks across the city. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with the director of the Parks and Rec Department to find out what this could mean for locals.
After multiple years of planning by the city of Walla Walla, voters will soon decide whether to create a new taxing district aimed at expanding and improving parks across the city. The proposed Metropolitan Park District would go before voters in February and would create a dedicated funding source to improve, expand, and maintain the city's park system. If approved, the district would be funded through a property tax levy of 75 cents per $1,000 of assessed value, about $25 a month for a $400,000 home, generating an estimated $3.4 million annually. The funding would support roughly 9 major park projects over the next decade. The director of Walla Walla Parks and Recreation says that those proposed improvements were shaped by a citizen-led committee.
About a year ago, we formed a 21-person citizen committee to help look at the over 30 projects that the citizens of the community has told us that they wanted through the various surveys we've done. So they helped us rank those projects.
Coleman says one of the projects gaining the most attention is a seasonal ice rink.
Seasonal ice rink seems to be one everybody's pretty excited about. So that would be, as I said, a seasonal ice rink. So it would operate November through February, be outdoors.
Another potential project includes major improvements to Pioneer Park.
Rehabbing some of the internal multi-use trails there, and also building new multi-use trails so that you don't have to walk in the street to get to the center of the park at at Pioneer Park, there'd be a separated pedestrian route.
Coleman says if approved, the funds would be restricted solely to parks and recreation projects.
These funds, if approved by the voters, would be in excess, so in addition to the city's current contributions.
While acknowledging concerns about higher taxes, Coleman says the goal is to provide transparency and value to the community.
That's a challenge that we all face. I don't think anybody wants their taxes raised, but we're trying to provide some value here and transparency too with our approach. It's a citizens committee that helped. They made the recommendation to City Council. This doesn't come directly from staff, so I think that's what we have going for us. Is that it's been vetted out through a committee of people.
Ultimately, Walla Walla voters will decide whether the tax increase is worth it for the proposed park improvements. In Walla Walla, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And Coleman says if the district is approved, annual public reports would detail how and where the funds are spent. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, more statewide news as a litter of puppies were saved after they were found unresponsive due to fentanyl. That story and another look at your forecast is just ahead in a few minutes after the break.
Dateline tonight on Apple Valley News Now's My Network TV.
Back when this mall was running, a giant Ben Franklin head would drop down.
What the hell was that? What was what?
We have tried every switch and we don't know how to stop
it. Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits, including 24/7 telehealth.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
On it.
Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Before you head for the slopes, catch the Apple Valley News Now Northwest Ski Report. It's on air during weather, online at applevalleyNewsNow.com, or on our mobile app. The Northwest Ski Report from Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Schweitzer in Sandpoint, Idaho.
Check it out.
Check their new game day fit. Oh, snap! DirecTV got hot.
That's right. DirecTV is flexing with all those pro and college games at your fingertips. This ain't your dad's cable, son. It's Couture.
Okay, thank you so much. I was about to say that. It's Couture.
These hands are working hands. My hands are the most important tools I have. You need to take care of them. That's where O'Keeffe's comes in.
It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief.
If it works for these hands, it'll work for yours.
Also, try O'Keeffe Skin Repair Body Creams.
When looking at your meal, you must always make sure there's enough sauce for every single bite.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece Chicken McNuggets for only $6.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Back when this mall was running, a giant Ben Franklin head would drop down.
What the hell was that? What was what?
We have tried every switch and we don't know how to stop
it. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. A couple minutes back, we talked about the fog. It's the fog aspect of this pattern. Now let's talk about the air stagnation aspect of this pattern. Remember, just I would say about 30-ish minutes ago, we were taking a look at the air quality in the lower Yakima Valley. We were seeing air quality that was unhealthy for sensitive groups or just straight up unhealthy. Looks like that is mixed out now. only seeing moderate reductions in air quality. Certainly some pretty good news. But this air stagnation advisory continues for lower elevations through 10 in the morning on Friday. Would not be too shocked if this got extended by another couple of days. So you can read about all of these possible impacts by going online to AppleValleyNewsNow.com. But I think the two most important ones would be if you have a pre-existing respiratory illness, consult your physician, and outdoor burning is highly recommended against in these setups. Okay, here's your day planner forecast for this Wednesday for the Tri-Cities. Should have mostly sunny skies, although the cloud forecasting is always kind of difficult in these setups, but noticeably cooler in comparison to yesterday. That zone by zone tour of today's forecast, 40s up in the Cascades. We're going to end up in the 40s for the Kittitas Valley as well. Likely an overcast and foggy day all throughout the day. Then in the Yakima Valley, should have mostly sunny skies. High temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. We'll pretty much have the exact same thing for the lower Columbia Basin. 40s and 50s for the Blue Foothills, lots of sunshine, and the same thing for the Blue Mountains, where those gusts will subtly be out of the south, anywhere between 15 to 20 miles per hour. The precip chances going to continue to stay fairly limited over the next 7 days. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We turn now to statewide news where 6 puppies were rescued from a potentially deadly situation.
Officials in Gold Bar say the animals were found unresponsive due to fentanyl. Madison Wade has the story.
You wouldn't know it by looking at these puppies.
You were a feisty one.
That a little more than 24 hours ago, their lives were hanging on by a thread.
All unconscious, not moving at all, not making a peep.
On Sunday in Gold Bar, 2 people started banging on the Station 54 door to help 3 puppies that were unresponsive.
We figured that it was most likely due to some type of overdose.
The firefighters on scene immediately gave the little puppies Narcan nasal spray.
After about three doses, they all stayed awake and started jumping around and playing and having a good time in the firehouse.
All right, this guy right here, guys. This is Suboxone.
But the rescue was far from over. The sheriff's office responded to the home where the puppies came from and found 3 more needing immediate medical care.
We just had to keep giving them oxygen until that Narcan kicked in.
Sky Valley Fire has Narcan in every medical kit.
So we can either give this as a shot in an IV or this little device will allow us to put it in the nasal passage.
That instinctual knowledge to use Narcan saved these puppies, who are all now in the care of the Everett Animal Shelter. And on Monday, the firefighters paid the puppies a visit.
Oh, it was awesome. They were so happy and playing and jumping around and playing with toys.
An incredible outcome for these small siblings, saved from a scary situation.
And the Everett Animal Shelter says it is focused on the dog's health.
Yeah, officials say they will let the public know when those puppies will be able to be placed for adoption.
Just insane, but
so cute.
Great outcome.
Yes, exactly. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning, and giving you a live look outside. This one from our Apple Valley studios in Kennewick. Chief Meteorologist Josh Culver is going to break down your full First Alert forecast after the break.
The savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick up a copy in-store today. Save on essentials, including Adams 36-ounce peanut butter, sale priced at $7.99. Prilosec 42-count tablets are sale priced at $19.99. Bi-Mart 30-roll bath tissue or 12-roll paper towels are also just $19.99 each. Plus, find clearance items in the middle of your savings book, including clothing, sporting goods, electronics, and more. Save through January 19th at employee-owned Bi-Mart.
I'm a real wild one.
Some days are the fun days. The days you get to go wild. Which makes the Ford Ranger perfect for you. Made to haul, made for the trail, and made for any wild idea you've got. Get a wild deal on a Ranger today. Lease a 2025 Ford Ranger Super Crew 4x4 for just $279 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Thinking about an RV show? Skip it and save some dough. At Broadmoor RV, you get real people, real prices, real service with the same great deals, no show required. Skip the crowds. Skip the hidden fees. Skip the show. And save some dough at Broadmoor RV, where we make camping fun.
Another Yakima winter is right around the corner. Call Vance Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today and take advantage of our Cozy Comfort Bundle. You'll get a furnace system check as well as a whole home electrical inspection for just $116. This winter, don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
If your group or organization would like to receive job postings, contact our Human Resources Department, 509-735-8369 to request notices.
Apple Valley News Now open positions can be viewed on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com.
We're cooking up something special. Yolks Exclusives. Original recipes crafted in-house, every day, by people who take fresh seriously. A collection of signature products you won't find anywhere else. Meticulously prepared with only the freshest ingredients. And sold exclusively at Yolks Fresh Markets.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our forecast is going to be unbelievably dry for the foreseeable future, at least for this time of the year and for this part of the country. And the western half of the United States continues to be very dry because of these areas of high pressure. So this is what's shielding us from active weather. If these high pressures weren't here, and that's what's indicated by these spinning blue H's, but if these weren't here, this storm system would have no reason to not continue moving off towards the east. But instead, it's being blocked by the high pressure. So it's being sent up into Canada, and then eventually it comes back down to impact the eastern half of the United States. Of course, you can see hour by hour, day by day, precip chances, temperatures, wind gusts, all by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. And that precip chance aspect of the forecast, well, this is pretty easy to forecast for. We don't have any precip chances in the Yakima Valley for the next 7 days. You can say that again for the Lower Columbia Basin, for the Bluefoot Hills, for the Kittitas Valley. Just unbelievably dry for January in the Pacific Northwest. Okay, this week it started off very mild. We were like 15 to 20 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Today, noticeably cooler, and then our high temperatures will stay, gradually cooling off as we head into the weekend, but very subtle differences day to day. For today in the Yakima Valley, will still be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, but again, slowly but surely back down to those very normal high temperatures for this time of the year, which would put us right around 40 degrees in the Yakima Valley. Those overnight lows also just kind of subtly cooling off as we head into the weekend, which will place us also right around normal for this time of the year. Big takeaways for the forecast: it's going to be dry, it's going to be colder for today, but the temperature is pretty normal for this time of the year. Of course, the rain chances not normal. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities: 40s through Friday, then dropping into the upper 30s Saturday through Tuesday. In Yakima, mostly sunny with highs staying in the 40s. Can't rule out mornings of patchy fog. In Ellensburg, this is where fog has been the most persistent this week, and we're expecting that to continue. In Hermiston, highs in the 40s for the next few days, but dropping into the upper 30s Saturday and beyond. And finally, for Walla Walla, our unusually dry weather continues for the next week. We'll see if fog develops as this pattern continues.
Now, the morning sprint.
5:52, time for your morning sprint, and we start with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. First up, a group home for level 3 and higher registered sex offenders is set to open in Kennewick. It's already sparking outrage in the neighborhood. This facility will provide housing and treatment for sex offenders released from prison, monitored by the state and local law enforcement. It'll be located at 5304 West 8th Avenue in Kennewick. A total of 4 or 5 people will be living there. District 8 lawmakers are calling for changes to state law to require more community notification after they say families in that area had been left in the dark about this.
And the city of Sunnyside is welcoming new and familiar faces to City Council. Tom Dolan, Ramon Chavez, and Leticia Zasadi were sworn in at the first regular City Council meeting. Councilwoman Vicky Frosto took her oath and was officially appointed as the city's new mayor. Also, Julia Hart will now serve as the new deputy mayor.
Also in Sunnyside, City Council is officially in a hiring freeze, and this comes after passing the resolution for the first quarter of the fiscal year. Now, there are some specific exceptions to the freeze, like existing positions that are currently filled but will need to be refilled during the freeze period. Also exempt includes the Animal Control Officer and the Code Enforcement Officer. On March 23rd, City Council will relook at the hiring freeze.
And Governor Bob Ferguson delivered his State of the State address yesterday. He emphasized the need for improvements all across Washington. He also proposed a budget investment to address the housing crisis. He also discussed what he called horrific challenges as federal ICE agents continue to enter the state. He said other top priorities include investing in infrastructure and making the state's tax system more fair.
Grace Collective, a Pasco nonprofit that supports women rebuilding their lives, is expanding. It's turning its original downtown space now into a coffee shop. The organization has operated out of its 2nd Avenue location for 5 years, and demand has grown. A donor recently stepping in to purchase a second building debt-free. This move will create more job training and job opportunities for women in the program. The new space is expected to open this spring, and the Grace Cafe will launch shortly after.
Trending now this morning, it was business in the front, but a party in the back in Pennsylvania's capital earlier this week.
People of all ages turning up at the Pennsylvania Farm Show to compete for the best mullet.
Yeah, the competition was...
Yes.
Oh.
Oh man, well, the competition was so fierce, but at the end of the day, it was a 10-year-old who hit a grand slam.
Drew Fleischute, great name, who looked like the movie character Joe Dirt, took home the overall prize.
Judges say determining factors were length, style, flair, presentation, and dedication.
Oh, look at him. Look at that little jacket. Oh,
I love them all.
They're all too cute. I mean, a mullet on a child, you can't go wrong. I just think it's adorable.
My brother had one as a kid.
I think I had one. I had more like... I had a coconut like hair face, you know, the coconut shape. Yeah, my parents loved that. I don't know why.
I had a coconut head phase, and I had a mullet phase as recent as like five days ago.
Last week. Yeah, you had a little mullet. You were pointing it out to me, and I was like, oh yeah, you got a little mullet going on. You could have entered the competition.
I wouldn't have competed with old Fleischute, though.
No, not
He's
that
in a
guy.
league of his own.
Yeah, he is. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in your 6 o'clock hour, a house fire breaks out in Yakima. We have where it exactly happened and what fire crews know at this time.
And we go over the list of baby names that are going extinct, and some of them may surprise you. We have which names coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
I'm tracking a spaceship coming in over right now over the Yakima Valley.
That looks so cool.
Low-lying clouds, fog, reductions in air quality, and not a lot of rain in the forecast. We'll talk about all that coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.
Meow. That's my spaceship noise. Meow. Wow.